Hmm. Okay. Okay. Good day, everyone. Welcome. We're having some technical difficulties. Give me just a second. Welcome, everyone, to the Peak Wellness Hour. I am. Okay, Queen, were you able to hear that?
Yes, I did. I had to tap.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So we are live and all the way going right now, right? So welcome everyone to the Peak Wellness Hour. You are here with Queen Edith and myself, Angelina, and we are with Peak Home Care Associates located in Noblesville, Indiana, and we service the greater good of Indiana. So we want to welcome you all here. We are here every morning or excuse me, every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Facebook, on YouTube, and you can also find our broadcast on our website. And you can see that information down below, how to get in contact with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, first off, I do want to apologize. We were not here with you all last week, and we certainly missed you all. I had a family situation, an elopement kind of issue here in my home with a minor, with a child, not a senior citizen, but nonetheless, it was something important that I had to tend to. So, my sincere apologies for us not being here with you all last Saturday, but we hope you all are well. We hope you all had an awesome week, and we're going to get started with this conversation. So, today is so funny because we have touched on many conversations in our broadcast since we began, but ironically, we have not had a focal point on home care and the benefits of understanding home care, despite us being an amazing home care establishment, right? So that's what we're going to do here today. We're going to break it down. So please subscribe, please like, and definitely share. Share with someone that you know that may need our services, maybe in the future. Please do that for us. We greatly appreciate it because we do want to get the word out when we were talking about everything healthcare and everything wellness. So we're going to dive into the conversation. Queen, did you want to say anything?
Hello, friends, family, seniors, caregivers. It's a blessing and an honor always to come to you. Even more importantly, it's a blessing to be able to serve you and your families. It's another Saturday. We're excited to come your way. Life happened last weekend, and we were not able to be here, but we are here. We are here, and that's
Yes.
all that matters. We will be here every weekend as much as we can, and so I am thankful to God because I'm a Christian. I can't take God out of it. So to God for this opportunity, and to all of you, like my Queen Angel said, do us this favor, please. Like her, like, subscribe, share. Home care is becoming a thing. It has always been important, but we're moving to the era of the baby boomers. And so many seniors want to stay at home. So many seniors want to stay at home. Queen, I don't know about your experience, but in my personal experience, I've come to learn that culturally, and I say this with respect and honor, but culturally, um, I would say the United States, because that's all I can speak to. It tends to be, it tends to be a general consensus that when your parents reaches a certain age where they can't do for themselves or even lose interest in doing for themselves what they have done all their lives, then the main option is to move them or to encourage them to move to either an independent living place or a senior living place where certain
Mm-hmm.
services like food and cleaning and those things will be automatically provided for. Um, that is not necessarily the only option. And our goal today is to break down care at home and, if time allows us, compare it to care in a facility. They're both good. Each one also comes with its advantages and disadvantages. Our job
Mm-hmm.
is to present to you to the best of our ability based on our experiences, the options, so you can make an informed choice.
Yes.
So I hope and pray that we're able to break this down to your understanding and to help you. And don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions, you can put your questions under the comment section because we go through these videos all the time. They are on our website, they're on YouTube and Facebook. We still haven't figured out Instagram. At least I haven't. I haven't been trying. We'll figure it out ultimately, and if we can even make some TikTok videos out of it, so that if you have questions, reach out, comment,
Mm-hmm.
call us, email us, however, whatever is convenient to you. But the goal is to make this bring you the knowledge that you may need to make that decision.
Yes.
So, woman, um, care at home versus care in a facility. Care at home means this, that your parent lives in their home if that's what they want. They get to stay in the home they've lived in basically all their lives or latter part of their lives. Um, Having said that, there may be issues with the home. There may be the bedrooms are upstairs, then the living area like the kitchen, the living room, and all of that is downstairs. That is a
Mm-hmm.
challenge. That can be a challenge, especially when there is not a shower. A shower in the lower level where they can live there. Because sometimes the living area can be converted into a bed sitter, as in a studio kind of apartment where you have a bedroom, there's the bathroom where they can go shower and all of that. Make it easy so they don't even need to go upstairs. Or the other challenge that comes with that is, or the other thing that comes with that is that if they are at the brink of dementia, then we need to consider maybe finding another place that they can call home that is easy to navigate without the risks of going up and down the stairs. So, yes, care at home means your parents get to stay in their house. And when they get to stay in their house, there are ways that care at home or pick home care at home as in taking care of them at home, not as an agency. Let me clarify that because it could be the name of another agency. We are peak home associates. So there are three ways, or I think two or three ways you can come and be with them. We have the respite care where they live with a family member. The family member needs a break, and we come in and give you a break, a couple of hours a day, 3 to 4 hours. Ideally, 4 hours works. 3 hours are a challenge a lot of the time to fill those shifts. But then again, it will cost you more. The lesser the hours, the more money you will pay for care. We'll go into all that later if time permits us. Not today, maybe. However, there's that respite care. There's that care where he or she is able to navigate life, do everything, but they can cook for themselves. They hate to cook. They don't want to be cooking anymore. They hate it. Or so there can be a caregiver, a professional caregiver who come in a couple of days a week, a number of hours a week, or maybe even Monday through whatever days, and whilst they are there, prep meals and package them in Tupperware because they can always put it in the microwave and warm it. So when there's nobody with them, they can warm their food, eat it, and all of that stuff. Companionship, they come for a few hours and they do laundry, clean up, those things, basic household things, companionship things. So they can do that. And there's the 24-hour living, which can be I live in your house 24/7, or there's a 24-hour care, which is not a living, but 24 hours, 7 days a week, there's somebody with your family member. These are the different options. We will break them down. I don't know where um, Queen Angelina wants to take it from here because I've put out a lot of information.
Oh, I'm loving it. You go right ahead. And I'll say this really quickly. Um, do not overlook the necessity for companionship when we're speaking about home care. And I know Queen
Right.
Edith just talked about that. So don't overlook the importance of it, all because your loved one is able bodied. There are situations where you have seniors, say someone lost their spouse, right? They live in this house together. They lost their spouse. Their children are off doing their thing. Isolation in the senior community is a big deal. And we overlook the fact that depression is a serious thing in our senior community. So sometimes just companionship can make all of the difference. When you don't have that companionship, maybe you are able to cook, but do you want to? Do you want to get out of bed? Do you want to shower? Do you need someone to talk to and just listen, and just be a friendly ear? So please don't overlook um, something that may seem as simple as someone being a companion for your loved one, because it can make all the difference. It can prevent falls. It can um, heighten their thinking skills and kind of delay that dementia. All sorts of things. It can be a big preventative for things that occur with our seniors as they get older. So definitely keep that in mind on behalf of your loved ones when you're looking at home care and any kind of care for your loved one. So go ahead, Quinn. I know you have a lot written down. I'm so excited to hear you dive into this. Go for it.
Okay, so don't push it on me, young lady. So let's take it one at a time and break it down. You touched on
Right.
companion care. So I like to take that first. Companion care. Companion means that your parents is 90% able to do a lot of things by themselves. And I'd like to share these stories because this is what we do. And I think by sharing some of our experiences, it puts it in perspective for many. We recently got the privilege of serving a senior. And initially, when her children are the ones who were asking for it, but mom was definitely not going for it. There are so many components to this, but before we get into the components, mom was not having it. She was not looking for care. She didn't want anybody. Well, ultimately, she allowed us to come into her house a number of hours a week, a couple of days a week. Yesterday, I was sitting down with her, just we tried to clean her garage, and I was sitting down with her having a conversation. And she said, Edith, thank you for what you do. I said, you are so very welcome. And she said, some people come into your home and they almost are over imposing. When you're taking a shower, they are in your bathroom. You don't, even when you say, I don't need you, I'm okay, they are in your bathroom. They don't want to leave you alone. But you don't do that, Edith. And I really appreciate it. And I said, when we come in, especially as companions, we give you the help you need. We give you the help you need. And she repeated this very phrase, and she was so thankful that as a caregiver, we were not pushy. We were not pushy. We were not standing over her in her bathroom. We were not pushing ourselves into her bedroom. We're not just pushing and forcing to do things when she was not wanting it. She didn't need it. So that's companionship. How can I help? In what ways will my presence help you? On the other hand, whilst we're cleaning the garage, she was trying so hard to work. And I said her name, and I said, would you go get a seat? Because she worked a little bit and her back hurt. I said, this is what I'm here for. This is what you need help with. Your job is to sit down, cross your legs, and tell me, do this and do that and do that and do that. No, don't touch that. I'm going to go through it. Your job is to tell me and allow me to do the work. You don't do this is what you need, and this is what I'm here for. Need help ain't help, even ain't helping.
Mhm.
So just so if you're listening to us and you are a senior in your 70s, maybe 80s, 90s, and you're all by yourself, our assignment is not to come and take over your home. It's to help you where you need help most within the confines of our job description as caregivers and companions. It's to
Mhm.
help you and make it easier for you to enjoy your home. A companion comes in, we go out shopping if that's what you want. We cook and bake if that's what you want. We help you reorganize drawer stuff if that's what you want. We help you cook. And did I talk about cooking? I'm talking about a lot of cooking. Maybe I'm hungry. But
I am
we
hungry.
help. The holiday season is coming, decorating, bringing out the Christmas tree, decorating, finding the decorations you've always wanted, going through pictures, stuff like that. Okay, if that's what you need. The fact that mom or dad is able does not deprive them because most of the time they are alone. Even people in facilities end up staying in their rooms alone. So we go to facilities as well to do one-on-one care. companionship. Queen, I don't know what you want to add to that.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, you said it all. Yeah, I mean, it's very it's very valuable to indulge in that. And it's funny because the young lady that you're, and she's a senior, but the young lady you're talking about, I remember when we went, and it was so lovely to meet her. And I wasn't nervous. I want to be on my P's and Q's to encourage her to see the value in what we offer. But like Queen Eda said, without imposing, without being overbearing. And what we spent, what, 4 hours out there, just having a
yes,
great time
yes.
conversating,
Close to
you
4 hours.
know. And when we left, I know you were there before I was. When we left, she had a peace of mind, her family had a peace of mind. And that's what makes all the difference in what we do. Given that peace of mind, given that releasing that stress from loved ones, to have them know that you have someone that does care about your loved one and we're sincere about it. So yeah, it's it's an awesome thing. So definitely consider it. And like Queen Eva said, even if it's for a few hours a day, sometimes when you leave yourself to yourself, you know, the days just get longer and lonelier, So definitely something to think about. So yes, that's what I have to say about that. Yeah, yeah, you pretty much covered it.
You touched
Yeah, you
on
did.
depression. You want to go a little into that? Seniors get depressed.
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of times we don't realize it. We don't see those signs of depression, especially with our senior communities, because we don't, again, it's overlooked. So when you're seeing things like weight loss, when you're seeing that, if they're organized individuals and now things just kind of seem like they're in disarray all the time, a lack of concern on their behalf, those are telltale signs. Bringing up things in the past that they've had to deal with, traumatic things, war, losing children, just different things, even losing your home. That's a big thing. I've seen a lot of seniors go through that bout of depression when you do have to move from one location to another, even if it's from one home to another. When you're downsizing, that can be depressing. You have a home that you lived in, that you raised your family in, you know, 3, 4, 5 bedroom home. You got the living room, you've got the family room, you've got the den, and all of a sudden, your whole life and all your memories and your valuables have been reduced down to a 1 bedroom apartment or a studio. That's a loss, and it can be very traumatic you know, your children, feeling like your children are not there. And that's a sticky thing, caregivers. That's a very sticky thing. I can't tell anyone how to feel when it comes to um, their own emotions about the choices we make on the behalf of our loved ones. But seniors feel like that sometimes, and they'll say things like, well, my children are busy, so it's not a big deal. They have their own lives, they have their own things going on, but that goes on in their heads. So this situation, like Ada was talking about earlier, going to see this client, that was a big thing for her. Why? I don't want them to have to worry. I don't want them to have to do. Did it? And we explained. I believe it seems like it's their pleasure to want to make sure that you're well. So go ahead and let them do that. But she was in anguish with that for a moment. I mean, she had to come to terms with where she was, in life. And that can be very complicated. Having hearing loss, having vision issues, arthritis, um, going from being able to walk to a walker to a wheelchair, those changes in life can be very testing on your emotions. So definitely keep that in mind. It's always important to engage with um, our senior citizens. They have a voice. They still have a voice, right? So let them be heard. Let's take the time to listen to them, because what they say and what they don't say is very important. So keep that in mind.
Thank
And
you.
I'll land with
Thank you
that.
so much. Thank you for saying they have a voice. Because sometimes we make decisions for them without necessarily considering their voice. That alone is a reason to resist you bringing someone in my home, in my space, because
Mhm.
you're taking away my voice, you're taking away my privacy. They are all over my house. Listen, we all have what do you call that room where you put everything you don't need, you dump stuff there, dump
The
room or
junk
mess,
room. You got the junk
huh?
drawer. You got the junk room.
The
Which one?
or the junk room, the junk drawer. We all have those parts of our lives that we really don't want anybody to see. So when you're insisting that mom, dad, let bring these people in to help. They will not impose. They will not do this. It's just companionship. We are thinking about just one aspect of their lives. We forget that there are parts of their lives that they don't want anybody to know about. And that, once again, sometimes the resistance is because of fear. Sometimes it's fear. The moment you
Hmm.
bring this team in, these people into my home, I'm losing my grip on my independence. Okay, now they're gonna tell me when to get up, and it's Edith is here. It's time to wake up. Angelina is here. It's time to get up and go. It's time to eat. Let's go take a shower. You're taking away my whole routine, and you're imposing yours on me. There's a fear of losing that independence. The goal is to and it's a conversation thing, and sometimes if you're not sure how to have this conversation, get help. But the
Hmm.
goal is to not to take away. The goal is to be there before it gets bad. It's to get used to this system, this thing, before you really, really desperately need it. And now you got to get used to new, everything new. You don't want it, but you have to have it. So you resign and you sink into a deeper depression. No, don't
Hmm.
wait. Mom will resist, dad will resist, because there is a fear of losing their independence. There's a fear of losing their privacy. There is a fear of what is next. Now, this person is in my house. What is next? And they don't want to put their children in a position to feel like they have to stop living their lives and take care of them. So they will have to put up that front and say, I am okay. I don't need this. And we shouldn't forget the other side of it, that it makes them overdo things. I have to get up and have that and do that and make sure my house is clean. So they will know that I'm capable, and it's killing their backs. It's killing
Hmm.
it's killing them because they're hurting as a result. And then Tylenol and all these pain pills become a big thing because they want you to know as their child that you can do it. They're okay, because they don't want to lose, or that feeling of losing. They've already stopped driving. The car keys have been taken away. They can't drive. They're
Hmm.
not seeing well. They're not hearing well. You touched on all those things. They're not walking well. Sometimes they don't want to get out of bed, but they try to put up that brave, strong front for the children. The woman they used to be, the mother they used to be, they still continue to want and to work so hard to project it, and it's hurting them.
Hmm.
So have this conversation early on.
Yes.
I know for a fact that many seniors don't want to leave their homes.
Hmm.
I know for a fact, but they give in sometimes because it seems that's the only option there is. There is this
Hmm.
option. let's start with companion care. Like the nurse said, let's start with companion care. Let's not wait. Let's not wait till the last minute. Let's start with companion care. A couple of hours, a number of days a week is good to start. Let them get the feel of what this is like. Okay, Queen, I don't know if you want to go to the next thing, like respite care, like, oh,
Let's go ahead.
since we are entering winter and we are talking about companionship, depression, can you bring together winter, living alone as a senior, the
Oh,
dark.
yes, seasonal depression. Seasonal depression is real too. Um, and for a long time, I'll be honest, I dealt with I don't want to say seasonal depression. It's just a gloomy time of year. Yes,
Yes.
it's a lot of beauty. We're here in Indiana. Everybody loves the snow. We thank God and friends for the snow, but it's not my favorite thing. It looks beautiful. It's you don't get as much sunshine. It's just a gloomy time. You know, um, the days are shorter. So the nights are longer. You can't get around as often as you like to as a senior. Even if they're not driving. You have someone coming to provide transportation. It's just different trying to get out and about. So be mindful of that. And with the seasonal depression, again, make sure we talked about this before, just a side note, make sure you are taking your vitamin D for the winter. Doesn't matter how old you are, and we're not giving medical advice, but talk to your doctor about getting vitamin D. A lot of benefits from taking natural supplements, eating the right foods to kind of combat that depression. Okay, so make sure we keep that in mind. Find things to do with your seniors, with your loved ones during the winter months. Um, Card games, you know, anymore you can look on, you can get on YouTube. There's so many things you can do on YouTube, as far as activities in the house, do it yourself activities. Start doing crafts at home. I love doing crafts. So that's what I was doing in the winter time. I would do crafts, just make all kinds of stuff just because. And it's soothing. It's a stress reliever, and it's a good outlet. So find different ways to make sure that your seniors are staying engaged in the winter months. With the depression, we a lot of times when Queen was talking about change, drastic changes can quicken a decline. Okay, so if you have a situation where your loved one is dealing with dementia, that back and forth, those changing of environments can be detrimental. And so please do not think that all because someone has dementia at any stage, that they are not capable of experiencing depression. Okay. They may not be able to verbalize those things or express those things the way we think they should, but keep that in mind. So make sure you all stay engaged with your loved ones, and not just in the winter, all year round. And this is a perfect time, actually, speaking of winter, to consider getting home care. A lot of people like to vacation um, during the winter months, and then you have your senior loved one. What do you do with them? We're going to talk about respite in a moment, but do you do respite? Do you need someone there for that care in those winter months? Someone that's able. And I think about this: you have seniors. If you have someone that's 80 years old, chances are their children may be 60. So what happens if you're a senior caregiver and your loved one, your mother or father, has a fall? Or has a situation? Can you get them up? Are you able to help move furniture? Are you able to do these things? So can think about those things and take those into consideration. Just being prepared, right? We want to encourage you all to be ready so that you don't have to get ready. Okay, stay ready so that you don't have to get ready. So keep those things in mind.
We can stay on this. We're looking at some of the benefits of staying at home, right? And
Hmm.
I saw a post and I put it on top of our thing. It says, seniors who stay at home tend to live longer than those who live in nursing homes. And studies
Hmm.
have confirmed this fact. In addition, those who stay at home tend to be physically and mentally healthier compared to the residents of nursing homes. Home health care also promotes the healing process. So, this is what I'm getting from this thing. When you're home, it's your home. Maybe you have two rooms, you have a garage, you have a kitchen, you have things. So you get up and you do stuff. You want to maintain your home. You want to stuff your neighbors. Okay, there's more motivation as opposed to being in a facility, because in a facility, everything basically, as far as cooking and all of that stuff, is done for you. Now, let me come back again. We're talking about winter months, we're talking about the holiday season. The holiday season can be the most depressing seasons. First of all, the weather does not help. Yeah, we love looking. I'm looking at the area behind my balcony. The trees are changing, and it's so pretty sitting here just and so it's beautiful. But remember that there was a season in your mom's life, in your dad's life, where as a couple they were cooking, they were preparing Thanksgiving meals to bring the family together. Now, no more. So there's a feeling of being at a loss. Okay,
Hmm.
maybe the children will come and take them, bring them to one home, or they will bring the food to moms or dads, and we'll all eat together at moms and dads. Every family does different things, also depending on the age and the moving ability of the senior. But it's another cause for depression. As a caregiver, what do you do? Yesterday I was thinking, it would be great to just bring cookies that's how even already pre-made, pop it in her oven, and we bake cookies. We do fun stuff. She
Hmm.
says to me, Edith, I don't want to cook. I've given up my pots and bowls and everything. So that's another thing. When they downsize, which a lot of the time is needed, they give up a lot of things, or they give away a lot of their stuff, because listen, they have a lot. They really lived. Okay, so pots, pans, baking stuff. So now they don't know how to do it. So as a caregiver, you can go to your grocery store and pick up. These days everything is pre-made. All you need to do is to put them on the cooking sheet. The house smells of the holidays. We need to get,
Hmm.
because card games are awesome, but sometimes when they don't see, they get frustrated.
Hmm.
When sight is a problem, it's a frustration. But if they are strongly family oriented, they have a big family, they definitely were cooking. They definitely were baking. So bring something and make it a pleasant experience, especially if it's a companion like relationship. Okay,
Hmm.
especially if it's a companion like relationship. Bring something, do something. What if the senior is living with their children and the caregiver comes in during the day when everybody is gone to work? Then what do you do? I had a client say to me that my mom doesn't know how to make use of the presence of the caregiver, and that broke my heart. One of the things that came to me, I always look at everything from many angles. It means that whoever is placed in the home with this client is probably not being creative enough. Okay, it's not, maybe, and I we take the responsibility first. Okay, it's maybe not being creative enough or finding things to do with the senior. So let's get creative. What can we do? It's a bit dicey when they are with family because there are certain things you cannot overstep. There are certain things you cannot do. Let's watch out. Let's ask the family, what can we do? Can we do this today? Can we bake today? And there was a family house I used to go to, and oh, I love to bake there. I will bake cakes. I will, because I had permission. Edith, you can bake, you can cook, you can do whatever grandma wants, whatever mommy wants. Let's just have fun, enjoy the experience, make it homely for her. And so we need to ask these questions when we go into homes. What can we not do? What are we allowed to do? What, and taking history of the jobs they did, the things they
Hmm.
loved to do when they were in the prime of their lives, and see if we can, I don't want to use the word regenerate, but kick in the interest again. Maybe we can do something
Hmm.
that'll be. On the other hand, your senior can be like, I don't want to do anything, leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered, leave you alone. What do you do, woman? Queen, I'm asking, what do you do when the senior really nothing you say or do is working? How do you handle that?
That is their rights. At the end of the day, that is their rights. And we have to respect that as, healthcare providers. And families have to respect that too. Now, as far as the family, situation goes, does that mean that they don't continue to encourage that for their loved one? That's fine. We don't tend to push with those things. I'm just going to be honest and say it humbly as I can, and with great honor for this gift that I have. But if you are dealing with that with your loved one and they are not receptive to home care, you call me. I'm the one to call. Because by the time we're done, they will be glad to make that decision on their own. Okay. It's not me making that decision for them, but I do have a way to let other people see the brighter side of things. So my point to that is it takes conversation, it takes understanding. Okay. It takes being relatable. So with one of our clients, when we first got there, our 4 hour lovely visit, that we were so blessed to be a part of, because it blessed me also, so it wasn't just us being there for her. It was a blessing. When it was all said and done after that visit, but she was frustrated because she can't hear. So um, it was a learning moment for all of us. So with her daughter being there, I told her, I respect that. So what we can do is to make sure everyone understands that it is important to speak slowly and clearly. So if I'm talking like this in a high voice, I probably want to tone it down because they can't hear with that high pitch. Okay. So it was a teachable moment. Her one daughter was there, but that was information that one daughter could share with the rest of her siblings to make sure that just that part, just the hearing part, we gave her ease with, and it was understood. So, and now she has the right to say, if I'm talking fast like I do, she can say, hey, slow down. You're not speaking
Wow.
clearly. Not I can't hear you. Hey, you need to speak slow and clear, and it's okay to give that instruction to a caregiver. It's okay for them to tell us what they want and what they don't want, so yeah, and there's ways to maneuver around things. So if someone does not want to bake cookies and they're so frustrated because they're thinking about when they used to be able to do it, and it frustrates them, I don't want to do it.
Oh, I don't
Okay,
have that.
we
I
won't
don't
do
have that.
that.
I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Hmm.
Because their time is different from ours. Their time, they probably
Hmm.
do a lot from scratch. Our time, we don't.
Hmm.
we,
Yeah, and
we
that's
want,
something you can do. If it's something that they're not willing to do, you meet them halfway, try it a different way. Okay, so we don't want to bake cookies, but you know what? There's this awesome bakery on the way here. I'm just gonna stop and get her some cookies, just a couple of them, and see. And that way, it's you're not being pushy, but it's showing that's fine. We don't have to bake cookies, but I do know you like cookies. Try these. It was on the way. And maybe next time she'll be like, you know what, those were good, but not like the ones I bake. As a matter of fact, I can't cook anymore, but I have some recipes. Let's get those recipes out, so you can change the atmosphere by rearranging how you operate with people and being able to be flexible. Okay. We can't be set in our ways, it's 10 o'clock, it's your shower. You get your shower every day at 10 o'clock. Well, that's not what they want to do. So we can go ahead and we can sit in our PJs and watch what comes on. Wheel of Fortune's not on in the morning, whatever it is. You know what? That's cool. No worries. I understand how it is. It's early. You don't want to do it right now. We can go ahead and watch this program. How about this? You go ahead and turn that on. I'm gonna grab a couple outfits. I saw this really cool outfit, this lovely outfit you have. I'm gonna grab that, and I want to see what you think about it while you're watching that. And then when you're done, we'll go ahead and get in the shower if you want.
And
If you want.
Queen,
So now you're
what
giving that
you just
command.
what you
You
just
said what?
said, I'm sorry, I
Hmm.
don't mean to cut you, but I have to chip it in. In comparing that to being in a facility, the CNA or whoever has to help you with a shower has about six other showers.
Hmm.
Okay, has about six other showers. So they really don't have the time. They might leave you and go to the next person and may just forget you. So you may not have a shower in a week, even if you're supposed to have it maybe twice a week. It's possible you won't have it because you don't want it and they don't have the time. That is one of the major differences between being in a facility. And we're
Hmm.
not saying the facility is not right. We are giving you the options. We'll come up with all the benefits that are with being in a facility as well, because you have to weigh your options. So definitely
Hmm.
in a facility, a lot of people are working for a lot of people. So they won't have time to say, okay, watch the TV, I'll grab you clothes. No, they're thinking about the six other people they have to shower in the next 1 hour before lunchtime, before dinner time, before they go do this and do that and do that. So keep
Hmm.
that in that. In that regard, one thing about home care is very personal. It's very personal. You are the focus. Yes. The focus is you. You, the
Hmm.
senior, the focus is you. In a lot of facilities, the focus is you, but not only you. All these others need help, and I can't spend all this time with you and leave the others. I'll get in trouble. I'll be seen for neglecting and all of that stuff. So they also have, a responsibility towards other people. So I
And
just
it's a
wanted.
craft of multitasking. I'm sorry, the facilities is more so, and not that it's not. Um, it is genuine care. Don't get us wrong, it's genuine care, but it's more of a dun, kind of structure thing. It's time is so cramped in everything you have to do, right? So home care is definitely very, very intimate. It's very personal. So definitely keep that in mind. Nothing wrong with facilities. Everyone, different things work for different people. So make sure when you do your due diligence, when you're looking for a facility, and again with that, I don't want to go too deep into that, but when you are seeing changes, like Queen said, don't wait till it's too late to give us a call. But when you are seeing changes and now you're looking at going into a facility for your loved one because something happened, some they fell, now you've got a fractured hip, now you have to go to rehab, you know, where do they go after that? Can they come back home? Are you making provisions because you just don't want to place, excuse me, not stick. You don't want to place someone somewhere because it's convenient or it's close, you want to make sure it's the right fit. And a lot of times when circumstances happen and time is of the essence, you don't have time to do your research to make sure you're making the best decision possible. Okay. So make sure you all keep that in mind too. So we're definitely here at Peak Home Care Associates. Look into what we do, so that when that time, if that time comes, hopefully we're number one on your list, right? But if we don't work, get a list, and weigh out your options. Same with facilities. weigh out your options. So that's very important. And really quick, Quinn, I want to say something. You were talking about home care with when companionship for seniors that live with their children. I want to make it clear that all because your loved one lives with you does not mean that they cannot benefit from our services. Okay. You don't have to live alone to benefit from our services. A lot of our clients do have their seniors living with them, but they still need that extra support and that extra help. So don't dismiss that all because your loved one lives with you and you feel like you can have to continue to walk that journey without support. So you like how I said that, didn't you?
Thank you.
So
You know,
yes, yes.
yeah, thank you. That is important. We have about 10 more minutes to the end of this thing. We're keeping it to 1 hour, right? So we have about 10 more minutes. And whilst you're talking about home companionship, home care, one on one care, whilst we're talking about that, there was just this thing that came to mind whilst you were speaking. I hope I haven't lost it. But the senior, the senior at home, Queen, I've lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was going to say. I should have written it down. But
Oh
with
shoot.
everything you have said, I feel like we must understand that whilst they are at home and everything is okay, doesn't change the fact that they are hiding stuff that you will not hide. They're hiding stuff.
Hmm.
Children are busy. You're busy. You have your own children. You have your spouse. You have your job. And in this day and age, there's so much technology that is frustrating to seniors. And you are busily doing stuff. One of the experiences I've had is that a lot of the time when I go, some of the seniors feel like they have to entertain you. They have to
Hmm.
entertain you. So, as caregivers, you let them know clearly, listen, I'm not your guest, I'm your companion, here to help with the things you need help with. How can I make this day better? What can I do today that when I leave, you feel like, oh, she did that. Even though you didn't want me to do it. And even though you feel like, oh, we'll do it. Either don't worry about it. Let's sit and talk for 5 minutes. And that's okay. When they want to sit and talk, sometimes that's what they need. Sit down and talk. What
Hmm.
do you want to talk about? Share something
Hmm.
about your life that is not worrisome. That's not something they will worry about. That will bring them cheer. And maybe it will bring out something they used to do and they will share it. Go through family pictures. There's a benefit to having home care. There's a big benefit to having home care. Care in the confines of your own home rather than in a facility. If
Hmm.
that option is what your mom or your dad want. You're thinking about snow removal, you're thinking about sweeping the fallen leaves, you're thinking about mowing the lawn, you're thinking about all of the stuff. There are ways. We work with service partners. There are ways. If you don't give us the option to give you the options and what
Hmm.
we bring to the table, you will not know. What you don't know really can hurt you. So
Hmm.
there are people who do this. Talk to them. Talk to all the different groups. And remember, most people are selling. Be intuitive. Look for the genuineness. I'm telling you, look for it.
Hmm.
You will find it.
Yes.
Because there are people who are genuinely out there to give your senior the care that
Hmm.
they need. There's
Hmm.
genuine care out there. There's a lot to share, but I think that I'll let Queen conclude for us today, and then we'll come your way again next week.
Yeah, so we're going to cover, apparently it's going to be a part 2 and 3 and all that jazz, because this is a really good conversation, and we don't want to cram it in to this 1 hour. We want to be very transparent and give you the support and the explanations and understanding that you need and deserve, right, to be informed. So please make sure you tune in next Saturday. But I went for the rest of this, but I wanted to tell you all, I lost my thought. So I wanted to tell you, I lost my thought.
You
Oh,
did too,
go ahead.
right? The question what I wanted
Go.
to talk about was when we're talking about bathing and all of that was the shortage of staff in the season. There's a shortage of staff.
Mm,
So we'll go into that next week because in facilities sometimes not so much, but there's shortage of staff. So you previously where there were 6 people taking care of maybe 20 people, now there may be 2 people or 3.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what.
And if somebody calls in, it's the problem. Somebody calls in, it's a problem. And not to say again, not to make it like it's a bad thing with facilities. Just be mindful. And we also,
Highlight
but
on
we also, go ahead. I don't want you to
no
forget. Go
no.
ahead. I was gonna say we also, with home care, like I said, even if your loved one's living with you, you can get home care in a facility. That's how I met Queen Edith. She was giving amazing care to one of our residents in a facility, right? Even though we had nurses and CNAs and all that, what he required, she was able to provide in that facility. So that's something you will also want to think about. And we'll touch on this more next time. Is that the cost of things? So if you're paying, for a facility and you still need home care in that facility, it's something to think about. Being cost efficient. So and we definitely are. We strive to be cost efficient and and we're fair. So when you're thinking about, when Queen was talking about live-in care and 24-hour care, if you do the math, it's not, we don't charge. And I don't want to get too far into this. I just want to leave you this to think about, to encourage you. But we don't charge. It's not like we charge for every hour, round the clock with live-in care, Okay. It is more cost, it can be more cost efficient for you than a facility. If you're paying, two, $3,000, $5,000 a month for a room. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I don't, like I said, I'm not going to go any further with that. I wanted to leave you all with that to give you something to think about until next time. We are here to help, and we're here to not only provide the best care that we can, but we want to help you. We're mindful of seniors' finances. We understand being on a fixed income. We understand, the insurance processes and all that stuff. So we are really here to sincerely help, and be as stress relieving in all kinds of aspects as we can. So keep that in mind. So
Wow. Well, to our community, to the senior community caregivers and home care agencies and all of that, we try to break down care or care at home, being taken care of at home and in facility. We've talked a lot about our home care today. There's a lot more to cover. There's no reason to rush. There's no reason to cramp everything into one video. If this video has been helpful, if this video has given you some information valuable enough, then please share it. Tell somebody to tell somebody that Picom Care is in the
mhm,
community, sharing things we may not have known or we may have misunderstood. That there are options for mom and dad. There are a lot of.
mhm.
You can call us 317 8630832. 317 8630832 is down there. Our email is down there. Our website is down there. Reach out to us. It will be a privilege and an honor to hear from you.
Yes. And I'm
Next
gonna
time,
say one more thing. Go ahead. I'm gonna put you on blast, Queen. I'm gonna put you on blast. Tell them where you're going today. Tell them where you go every Saturday. Can you please do that? Can you tell our family here where you go every Saturday after we do this live?
so I'm a minister of the gospel. If you don't know, well, that's who I am. My name is Pastor Edith, and one of the things I love to do is to bring Jesus to the communities. So I go to one senior facility for now and bring the word of God, and we have an amazing time in the presence of God. Some of the seniors, when I don't show up, they get mad. I get calls. They get mad, but
Hmm.
I enjoy this. I enjoy bringing Jesus to the facility, and I ensure that when mom and dad passes away, they are going to Jesus. That is the highlight of everything I do. That you will
Yes.
be assured that mom and dad are in heaven. It's not my job to preach, so I'm not gonna preach, but that's what
Yes.
I
And I
do.
only brought that up to say that we are doing big things in the community. It's not just what she's doing there at that facility. It is a sense of home care. She's providing care in that home setting for those individuals. So that's why I brought that up to acknowledge you and to show that we really are sincere about what we do. And at the moment, we do not have any clients in that building, but Edith has been faithful regardless,
Almost
doing the
3 years
work.
since
That's
2021.
awesome.
Almost 3 years.
Yes.
I've gone there consistently every Saturday, except I'm not in the state, but every Saturday to share the word. And I'm actually reaching out to other facilities. So I want to use my Saturdays to volunteer and bring cheer and bring music and bring worship and bring Jesus to the ones who need it, especially in the season. So we're doing what our heart has been called to do. I'll do this anytime, day or night, for any senior at all. Why? I don't know. But my heart is there. Our hearts are there. And so, yes, reach out, call us, and it'll be a privilege and an honor. Once again, your parents deserve better. They do. Listen, it is only in Peak Home Care that every employee, including the founder and the CEO, go to the field and work. It is only at Peak Home Care. Everybody, every executive is at the top managing the bottom line. Peak Home Care is on the field. I don't care what hat you wear, I wear. We on the field. I go on the field. There's a client who says, I want to see Angelina. I said, Angelina is not a caregiver. She will come in when we are the crunch, but she's not going to be here every day. She said, I'll tell her to visit me. That's how much she loves you. That's how much, even another client yesterday said, oh, I love her. Like, you are you are cherished. I know Rita is cherished by, oh my God. So listen,
Mhm.
we come with our hearts. We bear our hearts to your mom and to your dad. And give them the best. Do your homework. Don't go by everything that everybody's saying. Sometimes popular vote does not necessarily make it the best vote. Do your homework.
Yes.
Bless you. And we'll see you again next week. Queen.
Take care.